Hey guys, I want to go over the weekly local listing report here, or weekly real estate report here with regards to the Tampa Bay area. So I want to start with something here before we get started and show you guys, like I've been saying, week over week, we've been between 7,000 and 8,000 listings for about the past year and a half. Okay, so this represents sellers, and this number has not moved. It's just been like this for the past year and a half, and it really picked up about a year and a half ago, where we started seeing a lot of new listings that were really significantly outpacing the pending transactions, which represents buyers. So pending transactions has been between 6,000 and 7,000 every week, and new listings has been between 7,000 and 8,000. Now you see this is closer to 7,000. So we'll have to see if this figure starts to actually decline and go down into, below in the 6,000s, 5,000s over time, and see if these pending transactions start to pick up and we start to see a more balanced market between buyers and sellers represented with the new listings and pending transactions. We don't know yet, but we'll see. And I think that if that happens, what will cause that is probably interest rates dropping, and people are not going to list their house if they don't have to. In this environment, they're starting to catch on that the market isn't great, and if they do list their house, they also have to consider if they have to purchase a home, they're going to lose that low interest rate they have. So interest rates dropping will also entice sellers to put their house on the market, which could be a two-edged sword if you think about it, because there's already a lot of inventory. If they drop interest rates and it brings more buyers in, sure, but it also is going to bring more sellers into the market, all right? Because they're going to want to get out and take advantage of lower interest rates. So we'll see what happens with that. That's just something that will probably happen down the road. It could be 6 months to a year from now before we start seeing real interest rate drops that are going to impact the market. It doesn't seem like it's going to happen anytime soon, and that's just the nature of things right now. So we'll see what happens with this, but this is just standard in the way it's been going for a while. And this reflecting here is the overall mortgage applications, which you see is still not anywhere near the 550 points we need. We're still down here in this range. Nothing's really changed at all with regards to that, and that's because interest rates are way high. Now I want to start here. This is something that we got some new numbers from May with regards to the market trajectory and stuff. But I just want to show you this real quick because it's a little positive information despite the negative news. Over the past 5 years, look how much these counties have grown. I mean, if you bought a house 5 years ago, right before the boom started, you're up 46% on your investment. In Hillsborough County, you're up 54%, 55% almost. Pasco County, you're up 54%. Hernando County, if you bought a home in Hernando County around 2020 or before that, you're up 65, 66% on your investment. Okay. So this is a lot of equity growth in a short amount of time. I mean, typically the average home growth is about 3 to 4% per year. So when you get this kind of 10% every single year for the past 5 straight years, that's massive equity growth. So kudos to you if you bought a home before the boom started, and you're seeing that this is what you have on the table. You got to consider that right now prices are going down, but look how much there is that there. You have a lot of equity, is what I'm getting at. There's a lot of equity that's been gained over the past 5 years, and it's just a pullback right now. We're just experiencing a pullback. There's no real crash. It's just a simple pullback, and we'll see how far it goes. But that's what's going on for the moment. Now, home value growth year over year. So these are for May. So we have our May figures are in. So you see Pinellas County year over year is down 6.7%. So that represents about 0.5% per month. Okay. 0.5% per month of value loss. Hillsborough County is down 3.6%, which represents about 0.25% per month loss. And then the same with Pasco County, somewhere in that range. So that's year over year. We're down 5% Pasco, 4% Hillsborough, and then 7%, give or take, in Pinellas. Now that's year over year. So let's look at the monthly home value growth. Okay. So right now, Pinellas, it's at a 0.79%. All right. So if you take that and you figure that a year from now, 0.79%, if you look at last year's numbers year over year, it was going down at about 0.5% per month. This is an additional quarter, a little over additional 0.25% per month. So if this continues at 0.79%, we're going to see higher amounts of property value loss between now and next year. Okay, more than 6.7%. We're going to see something like 8, 9, 10% value loss between this time this year and next year, unless something drastically changes, which probably isn't going to happen. And that's if this figure stays at 0.79. If this figure goes up to 1%, then you're going to see more loss. And then Hillsborough, we're at 0.55%. So we probably expect that between now, June of this year, and June of next year, you're going to see something like a 6% price reduction on your home between June now and June of next year. So this is also another figure that's double. So last year, from May of last year to May of this year, we were only losing 0.25% per month. Now you're losing 0.55% per month. Same with Pinellas. You're only losing 0.5% per month. Now you're losing uh, uh, 0.75% per month. So these monthly figures are going up, which is going to mean that year over year price reductions are going to be bigger. Okay. And then Pasco County, 0.64%. Last year, it was closer to a 0.5%. So again, these month over month price reductions are coming in bigger than they did a year ago, month over month. So if we look back year over year from June or May of this year, June of this year to this time now to the next year, we're going to see that these year over year price reductions are going to be bigger. So it's going to be bigger than 6.7, probably going to be looking at 10%. Hillsborough County was at 5, probably going to be looking at 8, 7, 8, 9%, something like that. Pasco was at 5, so we're going to be looking at something the same, 7, 8, 9. So altogether, if you add it up, you're going to be losing in 2 years, you're going to lose probably somewhere between 10 to 15% of the value. Unless you're in Pinellas, you probably lose a little bit more on your home over the course of 2 years. But again, if you bought before the 2020 boom, you're still up 40, 50, 60%. So you're losing a little bit off the top, but it's not a drastic pullback or a crash like anybody's saying. If these figures start to look like month over month, you're losing on average 1.5%, in each one of these, which would be substantial. That would be a very quickly price declining environment, and that you can consider a crash. We're not even halfway there yet. So, and a lot of this is affected by Pinellas County is more so affected by the flooding that happened last year. So that's why it's a lot higher. So that's one thing, and so I don't, I think that it's going to continue like this for a while, and we'll see what happens. But I'll keep you guys updated, and of course, if you ever have any questions about real estate, or if you need anything, or if you would like us if you have any referrals for us, or you want us to represent you buying or selling or anything like that, we'd love to help you out. All right. All right. Thanks a lot. Take care.